All right, let's play a little Carolina Panthers trivia. Tell me what person has interviewed the most Carolina Panther players one-on-one that doesn't work for the organization? Yeah, it's me. I'm Chris Jenkins. I'm with Charlotte Vibe, and I invite you to subscribe to my YouTube channel where each and every week I interview players one-on-one. And the cool thing about it is I always say I work for the fans. So I always take questions from you guys, ideas from you all, and I put that into my interviews with these players every week. And something very fun at the end of the interview is I do an activity like Office Olympics, just something really fun. And I don't always win, but that's not the point. Just so you guys can get the chance to see these players as people, not just as guys with helmets on running around on Sundays. It's really cool. So if I have your interest, please click subscribe to my YouTube channel and let me know what you think. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? So, trying something new today with some functionalities and some things to continue to entertain, but also provide you some Carolina Panthers news coverage. So I'm assuming that my audio is good. I got this earpiece right here that I got to start using so I can be really official and hear stuff so that you guys can make sure everything's going on good. So let me go ahead and say what's up. Bodrick, always the first person, very close to always being the first person to always sign on. And Amarion and KPM and Terrence and Zai. Guess you all can hear me very well because I can't hear myself. Tell me if y'all can hear me real quick. Again, I'm trying something new, so I don't want to start talking too much and nobody can hear me. But nevertheless, hey, Chris Jenkins, credentialed member of the media, covering the Carolina Panthers for Charlotte Vibe. What you just saw right there was a video that I made probably about 3 years ago promoting what I do here at Charlotte Vibe. And what I hope you guys will do if you're watching and you like the interviews that I do, I did an interview, probably done about half a dozen interviews this year. Please hit that subscribe button. All right, please. That subscribe button really helps me do what I love to do, which is bring you guys lots of Carolina Panthers content as well as those interviews. So goal is 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year, okay? I forget how many we are away from that, but if you hadn't hit it, just hit the button. Again, it's to help me help you. The more content that you like, the bigger the audience gets, the easier it is for me to get people and players and things like that on the show, okay? So that's why. Also, super chats. Hadn't talked about that recently because I know we're losing, but hey, I need you guys super chats. It really goes to support the channel. We are the only independent media that's covering the Carolina Panthers, so we're 100% supported by your contributions. Well, if you want to just go ahead and subscribe or hit that $1 super chat, please go ahead and do so. But hey, it's just me today. Lauren is not here. Lauren primarily is covering home games. So hey, again, if you want more Lauren, we need more support so I can hire Lauren more often. But she will be back when we play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers next Sunday here in Charlotte. So, hey, the job today is to get you guys prepared for this Buffalo Bills matchup, also known as Carolina North. So I am going to do just that. And this show's interactive for a reason. We want your comments. All right, so I see the comments coming. Please keep them coming. I will certainly get to them as I go through the show. All right. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the format of today's show. And also, let me just say this before I get further into the show. I appreciate you watching. You guys make the show. You make me. You make everything. It starts with you all that are supporting the channel. So I appreciate it. All right. So let's see if I can get this correct today because I was a little bit behind and getting things together, which is why I'm not shaving here. And I said, man, should I do it this way? Should I say I'm not shaving until the Carolina Panthers win again this season? Or should I say I'm not shaving until we reach 5,000 subscribers on YouTube? I don't know. I don't know which one we'll do. But let's go ahead and start with the transactions that we've had since last Friday. And man, right away I see that there's a typo there. So my bad, but I told you I was scrambling this morning. Transactions that have taken place since recently. We have placed defensive tackle Derek Brown on the reserve COVID list, so that means he will not be playing today in Buffalo. We also activated cornerback Stanley Thomas Alver from IR. A little bit necessary considering that we've been short at the cornerback position. We also had 2 elevations this week. One of them was elevating wide receiver Willie Snead. Man, you hadn't heard that name since he came to the team, a month or so ago? But we activated Willie Snead and also activated for Willie Snead. I'm sorry. We elevated Willie Snead. And then we also elevated running back Reggie Bonifant. So those 2 elevations, probably to add some depth to the wide receiver for Willie Snead. And then the elevation for Reggie Bonifant. That's also because he could be, special teams helping us out on that in that area, and so we'll see how those play out. Let's go ahead and move on. As far as this week's matchup, the Carolina Panthers are unfortunately 5-8 as we take on the Buffalo Bills. We're 5-8 after a 21-29 loss to our rivals, the Atlanta Falcons. Buffalo Bills coming to this game on a 2-game losing streak, most recently losing in overtime. It was a great game against the Tampa Bay Bucks. It was 33-27 that we lost in that overtime matchup to the Buffalo Bills. And these teams have played each other just a handful of times, believe it or not. It's a little interesting fact I'd like to bring to you guys every week. They've played each other 7 times. Currently, Buffalo leads that series 5-2. But the last time we played, it was here in Charlotte, and we actually won that game. But currently, overall, out of the 7 times, Buffalo has won that matchup 5 times. All right. Now let's go ahead and, hey, people are tuning in. I appreciate you. Hey, you guys are tuning in. I appreciate it. And again, continue to leave those comments and questions for me as I get through what I'm wanting to present to you so that you all can be ready to watch this game today. I will then go into all the comments, at least all that I have that I can do within, another 45 minutes. So I should be able to get to them all. All right, so let's continue to move through the show. Got some fun facts for you. Got some fun facts. Did you know? So everybody, of course, should know and talks about Carolina North, which is AKA the Buffalo Bills, because so many of coaches and players have moved up to Buffalo. We even have journalists that have moved up to Buffalo. I think currently right now, Elena, I can't pronounce her last name correctly, used to work for the Charlotte Observer, is now covering in Buffalo. And then there was another guy, which I can see his face. I'm totally not going to remember his name. But anyway, I thought this was interesting. I discovered this today as I was getting ready for the show. So we have Sean McDermott, which is the head coach of the Buffalo Bills. And we have Coach Matt Rule, head coach of the Carolina Panthers. Did you know these guys both started their coaching careers in the same year? 1998 is when both of these guys started their coaching career. But there's a significant difference beyond that similarity and started in 1998 together. Sean McDermott has mostly had NFL experience. He spent about 2 years with a college in Pennsylvania, but then in 2001, he started with the Philadelphia Eagles, and he's basically been in the pro ranks ever since. Coach Rule basically has been in college all of his career, having one brief stint with the New York Giants in 2012, and then now he's been with the Carolina Panthers since 2020. Sean McDermott is doing pretty good in Buffalo, and currently we all know that Matt Rule is struggling here in Carolina. So I know a lot of people talk about that college coach and that pro coach. I mean, here I feel like there's a big difference in what happens with the guys spend most of the time in the pros versus most of the time in the college ranks, because McDermott pretty much had success out the gate in Buffalo, and we're in a year two struggle. But let me go into some other things, and again, keep the comments coming. I'm going to get to them, I promise. Last week, we had, for the first time this season, last year Robbie Anderson and DJ Moore was like this dual threat combo was doing really, really, really good. Both of these guys each and every single week for the most part. But last week was the first time, and we're in week 14, that Robbie Anderson and DJ Moore both had 80 yards receiving. And it was even more of an impressive game for Robbie, who's really struggled to get into the rhythm with any of our quarterbacks. But he had some season highs last week, and that he had 7 receptions and he had 12 targets. And that was certainly his biggest amount of targets so far in this 2021 season. A good thing, some more positive news for you. Again, interesting facts is what I'm presenting to you right now. I would try to get that on the screen, but I haven't been doing this long enough where I feel like I can. Actually, I think I can do it. I bet you I can get it. Boom. Boom. I spelled it wrong. Let's get it spelled correctly. FAC. This way everybody can know what I'm talking about right now. Here we go. Continuing on with the interesting facts that we have, did you know the Carolina Panthers remain the only team in the NFL this season to not allow a touchdown on an opening drive of a game? So hopefully that continues, but we know, maybe you don't know, so I'm going to share it with you. We've been a good team starting out all season. I know the first half of the season, it was like, hey, the first half, Carolina Panthers are representing. They'll do well. They'll take care of anybody. Things kind of faded a little bit for us, but that kind of coincides with that strong opening that we'll have in a game, is that we've not allowed a touchdown by the opposing team on an opening drive all season. So hopefully that continues today. Hey, I'm just a guy telling you all the facts. Don't think that I'm a Carolina Panther hater. I am a fan, but right now I'm acting as a professional and giving you facts to get you ready for this matchup today against the Buffalo Bills. And yeah, that'll be it for our interesting facts. Let me go ahead and pause and see what kind of comments we've had coming through. I'm gonna go ahead and jump into a few comments. Ali, welcome back. Yes, as unfortunately Lauren's not here yet today. Expectations. I'm going to come back to that one as far as expectations for the game today. Terrence Jones, what's going on? Again, sorry everybody, Lauren is not on today. Again, super chats are welcome so we can pay her to get her on more. She's part of the team officially, but she's primarily home games. And let's see what else we got here I can show really quickly. Hey, you guys said, hey, Lee, appreciate it. Early on, I was, again, trying to do some new stuff. Don't have my earpiece working yet, and I hate stuff in my ear. But if in the future, I have this on and I can hear my audio, but I didn't feel like putting that on. So appreciate you letting me know that you can hear me perfectly. And Kent Sullivan, I'm assuming he's saying what's up with the CJ for me. So what's going on? And then I like this Sizzle. He smells an upset. Hey, an upset is always a tough thing, but I think an upset today is even more of an uphill battle because these Buffalo Bills have lost 2 games in a row, 2 close games, and including that last one against Tampa in overtime. So, man, we're going to see. We're going to see. Hey, but here's something interesting that I think I forgot to mention. We have a top 10 offense in the Buffalo Bills going against a top 10 defense in the Carolina Panthers today. So it's going to be interesting. All right, so appreciate the comment. And Stack, I see you with a comment as well. So let me get on back to some of my scheduled stuff, information, and then we'll get to some more questions right there. Let's see here. Get this here. Come back over here. Do that there. Hold on. I want to do one more thing. Yeah, I don't want that on there. All right. Let's continue to move on through the show. So usually I give you the top 10 offensive rankings, and man, just maybe I'll just stop mentioning this because we haven't had a top 10 offensive ranking in quite a long time. We're struggling in that area, as everybody knows. Struggling mightily on the offensive side. The defense certainly needs to carry this team. Just hope, man, if we can get just an okay offense right now with this defense that we have, well, we could win some more games this season. But let's go into the top 10 defensive rankings that we have so far for the year, because we do have quite a few top 10 defensive rankings. Total yards allowed per game. Currently, we're second with 293 in that area. Rushing yards per attempt. Currently ninth in the NFL with that. We just crept back into the top 10 in that category with having teams at 4 yards per rush. You can't see me on camera there, but you may have heard me taking a little drink right there as I had to keep the throat wet. All right, passing net yards per game, 177. So we are number one. So that's where we are really, really good, is the pass defense. But it's been slipping a little bit. You got Josh Allen, which is a heck of a quarterback. He has some really, really good weapons. So it's going to be interesting to see how the Bills go to play us today, because we've also been allowing a lot of rush yards lately, and I'm going to go through that stat. And I don't know, maybe Josh took off running to get the Bills into the game last week against the Bucks. Maybe that's part of their game plan today, to add him to that dynamic of rushing to take advantage of what we have been faltering in lately. But nevertheless, sacks did not get any last week. We're still at 32, currently at 10th ranking there. Third down efficiency, 8th place there, allowing 36%. I should have put that percent sign on there so you all could see that that's a percent with that third down efficiency. And then the points allowed per game, currently we are 8th in the league with that at 21 points per game. So those are your current top 10 defensive rankings. And now for a fun one, because I already mentioned about this, is Buffalo North, Carolina North with the Buffalo Bills. And man, I always talk about notable connections. Last week we didn't do it because the Falcons, that was our second time playing against the Falcons, and it wasn't anything new. But man, there are a ton of connections here in terms of between these two teams. So let's go ahead and start with the Buffalo Bills and who they have that we used to have. So that's going to be, so this right now is going to be currently Carolina Panthers that used to play with the Buffalo Bills. So that would be guard John Miller, linebacker Julian Stanford, cornerback Stephon Gilmore, which, by the way, Stephon Gilmore was the first round pick of the Buffalo Bills. I know we most recently associated him with the New England Patriots, but he was actually drafted by Buffalo. And then defensive end Daryl Johnson. So that'll be all your notable connections that currently play for the Carolina Panthers that used to play for the Buffalo Bills. Now let's go to the even longer list of Carolina Panthers who now play for the Buffalo Bills. That would be linebacker Andre Smith. That would be defensive end Mario Addison. Who remembers Vernon Butler? Hey, keep the comments coming. I'm going to get to them. Almost done with the order of the show here. But who remembers Vernon Butler? I believe he was our first round draft pick with the Carolina Panthers. Didn't work out too well at all. But Vernon Butler is our defensive tackle. Buffalo's defensive tackle right now. Defensive tackle Star Latulele. Hey, I mess up some names, but I got that one right. Star Latulele. He plays for the Buffalo Bills. Defensive end F.A. Abada. He was part of that international players thing, and he's actually doing well in the NFL. Still continuing to play. And then offensive lineman Daryl Williams. So those are your notable connections today. Few things to watch, because I know, let's go ahead and I'm going to scroll back over to the comments, because now we're going to start going through these comments as I get through some of the things that I want to get through. Final things to watch today. What are you watching for today? By the way, did you guys vote? Should I keep the beard until we win? Should I keep the beard until we get to 5,000 subscribers on YouTube? I don't know. Play calling today, and the Jeff Nixon, how is he going to use our two quarterbacks? Which ties into, let me see if I can quickly get to it. this question here. How will Jeff Nixon work with a 2-quarterback system? So that is from Stack. We'll see today. Currently Cam Newton's going to be the starter. How much will P.J. Walker play today? Here's my hope for the best success at using 2 quarterbacks today. If you know absolutely, and it seems like they have wanted to all season, use both Cam and P.J. Walker. If you're going to use P.J. Walker, I know they said before, like Cam either has gotten hot, and so they kind of let P.J. stay on the bench. Regardless, if you know that you want to play P.J. Walker, do not sit him on the bench through a half. Get him in early. Let him get a few snaps. Please don't sit him on the bench, because the longer he sits on the bench, the more he's getting anxious and the more he comes out and he tries to be Superman. And we don't want that to happen. We need to eliminate turnovers. We need to have none. PJ said it himself. When he comes off the bench, he comes out a little bit too much rah, rah, rah. So if we know we want to play him, let him get some playing time early and then sprinkle him in there throughout the game. I think that'll work better for us in a 2-quarterback system. But yes, Stack, that'll definitely be something to watch today. Can we win the matchups in man? Okay, so we want to get pressure on Josh Allen so he's not back there bombs away. We don't have Dante Jackson anymore. We do have Stephon Gilmore, who's helpful. But teams have been we have not been winning the man matchups, which have kind of affected the pressure that we can get on the quarterback. And I think getting pressure on the quarterback today will be a good thing. It's going to be a cold day today in Buffalo, but it's not going to be super windy where they cannot throw the ball. And Josh Allen does a great job of throwing the deep ball. So, again, winning the one-on-one matchup so we can continue to get pressure on Josh Allen. That's something to watch out for and cheer for today. And the last thing that I got on things to watch that I'm going to go to you all is the rush game. The rush game. Kind of touched on it earlier as I was going through things sporadically, but the past 3 weeks, we've been pretty bad in stopping the rush on the other team. Actually, past 3 weeks, we've been the worst in the NFL at stopping the rush. So today, we got to get back to some good run blocking and do those things. Give us a good chance for success. All right, enough of my blabber. Let's go ahead and start to be interactive and go through these comments. All right. Let's see. Let's go ahead and go to Ali. What are the expectations for this game today as we approach the game day? Well, I kind of touched on it as I was going through those things to watch. Stopping the run, playing good man so we can get some pressure on the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen. And then offensively, I feel like we've been good. Just eliminate the turnovers. Cam needs to get balls just a little bit more on target. And if we're going to do this 2-quarterback thing, get P.J. Walker out in the game early. I can't read the name, so I'm just going to say Phil says we still have a chance. And then KPM, the man, the myth. Yeah, I didn't have Lauren to give me that introduction that she does so well, but I appreciate you tuning in, KPM. And let's see what else is going on here. Good morning. Today is the day Matt Rule is fired after we get blown out by the Bills. Hey, Zai makes no bones about it. He is not a fan of Matt Rule. You guys are not allowed to. You don't have to be a fan of Matt Rule. I love having everybody on here and hearing a different opinion. So a blowout today against the Buffalo Bills would be, what's a blowout? Is a blowout like 21-0 or is a blowout like 35-10? I think a blowout doesn't have to be like a huge margin as much as it would be like if we're turning the ball over and just not even, it looks like there's quit. If there's a blowout and there's look like there's quit, that would be pretty bad today. Let's see. Sizzle God says game day. Let's go. Played that one earlier. Still trying to get through this one. I think I played that one earlier. Is Sam in a quarterback rotation if there is a rotation? No. Sam Darnold is not at all in the rotation today. It is just P.J. Walker and Cam Newton today. Let's see here. Let me go ahead. I think the inactives are out for today. Well, let me share with you all some breaking news about today. Kicker Zane Gonzalez was helped off the field by the athletic training staff. Man. All right. So again, I don't have any things to do like a big flash alert here. Let me get this off. Let me see if I can. I won't waste time doing that. Yeah. Again, breaking news, news flash, breaking news, news flash. My man Zane Gonzalez, the back-to-back NFC Special Teams Player of the Week. I don't know what he did, but it has been reported that he was helped off the field by the athletic training staff pregame in Buffalo. So I will continue to monitor that situation and continue to bring you updates about that as it happens. But man, you gotta really hope that that is not the case, that he is out for today. And yeah, that's limited information, unfortunately, that I have for you, but just wanted to pass that along to you. Let's also go back and let's go over the inactives for today. Give me just a second to put this on the screen for everybody. Give me just a second. About to put the inactives up for you for today. Man, that news with Zane. So continue to stay tuned. Hopefully Zane will be our guy today. He's definitely been my guy. He's, I believe, top 5, definitely top 10 currently right now in the Pro Bowl voting, and he's been instrumental for us in many games this year with his kicking abilities. Let's go ahead and go over the inactives for today. Wide receiver Shi Smith, he is inactive today. Cornerback A.J. Bouye, he is inactive. Linebacker Kamal Martin. Offensive lineman Deontay Brown. Offensive lineman Trent Scott. Excuse me there. Defensive end Daryl Johnson. He is inactive as well today. So those are currently your inactives for today. That means DJ Moore is active, which Coach Rule felt like would happen. And then Bravian Roy is expected to start for Brown. And then CJ Henderson is expected to start for Bouye. All right, so let's continue to get back to these comments here. We got a score prediction here from KPM. 35-13 Bills today, sadly. You know, the Bills are favorites. They're a heavy favorite. We're playing up in their home field. So they are favored to win. And again, before I say this, I want to put it in context before people jump on me. I expect the Panthers to lose today. We just need to lose with respect. In terms of just, you still want to see progress, right? I still want to see progress in this team. And I feel like this can be a competitive game today. I really do. I feel like it can be a competitive game. I'm looking forward to watching it as such. But KPM says 35-13 Bills today, sadly. Taylor Styles, not going to lie, I'm not going to faithfully watch Panthers games for the rest of the season. I'll have it on in the background. But at least you tuned in here to watching me, which I appreciate. And also, you know, here's going to be a quick plug, right? Because I've been wanting to share this. Have you not been watching my one-on-one interviews with players this season? Have you been watching them? If you haven't, I'm going to ask that you go over and watch. That's a good reason I ask you guys to subscribe. Help me get to 5,000 subscribers. This week, no, I think it was technically last week. Man, it's been so busy. Anyway, I interviewed Terrence Marshall. So if you're not going to watch the Panthers game, I still invite you to tune in and watch my one-on-one player interviews. And if you haven't, here's a snippet of my interview that I did with Terrence Marshall.
Man, my first game.
Yeah?
My first game.
As a freshman?
As a sophomore. I was
Okay.
15 years old. I didn't even start that game. It was a senior starting over me.
Yeah.
And, I mean, we was kind of rotating, you know, but he was, you know, getting more reps than me from the preseason and all that. But, I mean, I got in my first play, first touchdown.
What was the route?
It was go route. It was go route, first play. I got in there. I remember the play was, I think it was called Void Right. I think it was blast right pass.
Yeah.
I remember that play.
Okay,
Go route,
how far?
score. It was like 75 yards. Yeah.
Was it mostly run after the catch, or
Yeah, it
pretty
was run out the catch.
Okay.
I caught it out to like 30 yards, and I just ran in. And then that game, I went for I was like 6 catches for like, was it like 197?
Okay.
2 touchdowns.
So I hope you enjoyed that. Again, good reason to subscribe to the channel. Watch some of my interviews and be able to submit questions for me to ask these players. We're going to have as much fun as we can, continue to cover this Carolina Panthers team. All right. So Taylor, you can watch that if you don't watch the games. Wish we never let McDermott walk. He was a heck of a defensive coordinator. I mean, that wasn't a choice that we had, KPM. He had gotten some good attention, and man, that was when we were doing good, because that was a point where we had Sean McDermott that left because our defense was doing good, our team was doing good, and then, man, I can't remember the guy's name, but the next guy up, it's an African-American guy. I know he went and coached the Cardinals for 1 year as teams were starting to pick our coaching staff apart. But yeah, McDermott's a pretty good guy, and he's doing well up there in Buffalo. We should have elevated him to be our head coach. You could say you should have, but Rivera was still here and things were quite different. So, that's a hindsight is 2020. I don't see us foreshadowing like, hey, we should get rid of Rivera and get McDermott as head coach. But he's doing good. Buffalo move the ball at will. Dawson Knox will give our linebackers fits. I hate to say this, but we're losing today, 31-17. All right, let's go ahead and give some predictions out there. I know the point spread has gotten increased for Buffalo to win this game today, so no surprise there. Stack, we already went through your question here. Oh, man, yeah, KPM. Lauren is not here today. I'm sorry. Still have a chance to go to the wild card. Technically, we still have a chance to do a wild card, but that would be so we're 5-8. Yeah, technically we do, but very, very small chance. Our passing defense stats are misleading. Well, you could say that, but I will say this in regards to our passive defensive stats. They've been getting worse as the season has progressed. I don't feel like they're misleading because we're holding people. I don't know if you're talking about from a scoring standpoint or from a win-loss standpoint. But, our offense also needs to give production to help our defense out, and they're not getting most of the time too much luck. Teams know they can just run on us, so they don't pass as much. Dak Prescott had like 180 yards passing, but 4 passing TDs. The rushing has increased just in the past 3 games pretty well. But, they are what they are. B. Evans, even if we lose, hopefully Rule doesn't repeatedly throw his quarterback under the bus if in front of the cameras. I felt his comments last week were extremely unprofessional. So, I'm not going to defend anybody here when I say this. B. Evans, I appreciate those comments. And a lot of people did feel and have felt that Coach Rule is now, with Sam Darnold, hey, I'm going to let him play it out. I'm going to let him try to dig himself out of these interceptions. When, Sam was thrown 3 interceptions in a game, you didn't see him pulling them out and putting P.J. Walker in there. That is very, very true. And just thinking about this now, just trying to, again, I'm just here to help give comments and food for thought. Rule should be knowing that his job is on the line. And now the patience that we may have had with quarterbacks in the beginning of the season, we don't have as much right now because we know we need to win. And I felt like that Rule is going to get 3 years, meaning he'll at least get the start of next year to prove that he's worthy. But, it could happen sooner if the wheels on the bus just start to fall off. So, he does need to start showing shorter patience with things that are affecting the team winning. And yeah, unfortunately, that has meant some ridiculement of Cam Newton. and talking about the turnovers a little bit more than he has, and it has included pulling them out. So we'll see how that works today. KPM said we should have kept Williams and Obata as well. No expectations in this game or any games we have left this season. Hey, I hope that I could, at least be entertaining to you all for the rest of the season if it's going to be tough. And I don't mean just entertain in the sense of like something to laugh at, but just showing you things to watch about this team and continue to stay plugged to them because, hey, we do want them to win and they do need our support to play hard and give us some games that are worthwhile here as we play out the rest of this season. Rule is coaching for his job. The team has to show improvement. Tepper's not going to remain patient and just lose. Change is coming. Nice little comment there from Lee Benjamin. Stephon Diggs is going to eat up the secondary today. And hopefully not, but that's certainly some concern right there. Give me a second. Just seeing if I can have any more updates on that Zane Gonzalez situation. So far, no updates on Zane Gonzalez right now. All right, continuing to go through some of y'all comments here. Zach, I'm worried about Josh Allen scrambling out of the pocket. We have to keep him in the pocket. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. If I was Sean McDermott, I would make that part of the game plan today. I would absolutely do so because we have been struggling against the rush, and we haven't been playing good man, and so it's going to be interesting. I feel like you're going to see very quickly how this game's going to go. You're going to see very quickly if Buffalo has it dialed in and they're about to roll over some of our vulnerabilities that we've had on the defense. And, offensively, how's Cam Newton going to play in this very cold weather up there in Buffalo? Now, he did have his season in New England, but I think Buffalo is just a little bit different, just a little bit colder. So good comment, Stack. I appreciate it coming in there. What's up, Trill? Who is our backup place kicker? Man, that would be usually our punter will be able to kick off as well. All punters can typically also do a kickoff. And Lackland Edwards. But where you definitely will have the setback is the field goals. I'm not saying so again, Lackland Edwards, our punter, I really would assume this guy can do a kickoff. But in terms of field goals, sometimes your punter can do your field goals. A lot of times he can't. So that's where we would really get stuck at today. Not to say we wouldn't be affected on the kickoffs, but I really, really feel like Lackland can do that on our kickoffs. We're just going to be hurting a lot in the field goal area. All right, let me get back to some of these comments that are coming through here. One second, I got too many tabs open up on my screen here to go through some things. Trill says, with no kicker, we might not score any points. Man, it could be rough out there today, right? It could be tough. Brad Holt said that Matt Rule is going to blame the loss today and not having a kicker. Man. Matt says Zane has been our best player all year. Hey, let me see if I can find something for you guys super quick. It would be cool if I can. Let's see. Yeah, let me see if I can share this with you guys really quick. This would be me showing my personal side of, man, things can get tough.
Chris Jenkins joining with Zane Gonzalez. Hey, you guys
Wait a
are on a
minute.
mission to get this guy 1,000
I
followers.
got
So first, watch
too
the
many
video,
things going on at
and
once.
make sure you
Too
follow
many
this guy.
things going on at once.
1,000,
Let me
all
do
right?
this.
Follow you and shout out and you don't.
Do this here. Bam. We heard about Zane. Let's see.
Hey, Chris Jenkins joining with Zane Gonzalez. Hey, you guys are on a mission to get this guy 1,000 followers.
We can't have my man Zane.
1,000, all right?
We
Just
can't.
follow you and shout out and need all the help I can get. I think I'm only about at 244 right now.
Thanks.
We can't have my main Zane out. If you haven't watched my interview with Zane Gonzalez, please go ahead and check out my interview with Zane Gonzalez. The guy actually showed me how to kick field goals. So it's a little late because I'm here at the studio in Charlotte. I can't make it to Buffalo. They'd have to send a jet, maybe a fighter plane to get me to Buffalo quick enough to kick. But we will certainly keep you up to date about Zane Gonzalez and his status for today's game. All right, let's continue to roll through some things here. Hold on 1 second for you guys. All right, so just a little bit more information on Zane. Yes, Lackland will do the kickoffs. He's not the best field goal kicker. And wide receiver Brandon Zystra, running back Reggie Bonifon, and linebacker Frankie Luvo were attempting some kickoffs and warm-ups. So lots of possibilities there. And yeah, so we'll continue to watch, man. We'll continue to watch. We'll continue to see. Oh yes, so Steve Wilks. Steve Wilks. Earlier I was talking about make sure my mic's not muted. Yeah, earlier I was talking about defensive coordinators and guys that got good opportunities, and Steve Wilks was one of those guys that got picked away from the Carolina Panthers. Got one season. I think he got gypped, man. When Steve Wilks went out to Arizona, he didn't have much going for him. They let go of him, and then they get Kyler Murray the next year, and then there you have it. Their Arizona Cardinals were doing pretty good. I don't know if Steve Wilks would have been great, but I feel like he should have had more than 1 year with all the things that were in disarray over there in Arizona. Thanks for bringing that up to help me remember who that was. Do you think we should sign Cam Newton for 1 more year? Says Black Warrior 30. Use my full name, which I don't mind. I can't say that we need to re-sign Cam Newton at this point. There's, when I get asked, and there's lots of questions that are asked about the future, understandably, because the current present is so out of whack. But there's so many things that I need to see before I can start saying what we're going to do in the draft, what we're going to do in free agency, and what we're going to do with Cam Newton. I do feel like with Cam, we need to keep him in our pocket as long as possible before we have to. I'd say the way that he's been playing, I don't feel like anybody's going to quickly go to take Cam Newton from us. So as late as we can wait to sign him, I feel like we should, just to keep our options open, because if we have to keep Sam Darnold here and we don't have anything else going for us in the quarterback situation, and I like to be upfront, I don't know much about the college landscape of quarterbacks, then maybe you keep Cam here and let him fight for a position against Sam, and then you can always just release the guy if, you go through ATAs, you go through preseason, and you feel it doesn't work out. So I say keep Cam around until you can find something better. That's how I feel about the Cam Newton situation. From Thank the Most High God, basically he's wanting some Panther fans to be a little bit more loyal. Cheer us on, be mad, but cheers on. I kind of feel the same with B. I'm not saying people shouldn't be mad, but you still, if you want better, you still got to cheers on. Be mad, but cheers on. Hey, yeah, I should be in Buffalo, right? Trying to kick. Cause I just showed you the clip. Zane showed me how to kick, you guys. I'm the man of the people for a reason. Even Zane thinks, I won't say he thinks, but he showed me. Zane's my guy, so I'm definitely hoping for his safe recovery there. So, I mean, honestly, guys, that's one of the things that I hope you tune into this channel for, and I hope that you like, which is, I like to help you know the players just a little bit more than a number, so that you can feel the way I do about cheering guys on for success and that personal part. But anyway, it's up to you. Lightner Gang says we got this. Let's go Panthers. Joe Rudolph says I'm not really able to watch many games, but is Cam doing that bad? So Zach, Joe, Cam isn't doing horrific, but he's about a C- right now. He's having turnovers that are not happening at good points in the game. Now, he has been a good asset for running the ball, but that's certainly not been enough. He's been 0-3 as a starter. I forget how many games exactly Cam has started, because I know he had that Arizona game, which he came in. He lost to Miami, Washington, and Atlanta. So, yes, let me get a drink of water before you guys are talking about me. But, yeah, he's doing bad. He's doing bad. Definitely needs to do better. Appreciate your comment, Joe. I don't think I've seen a comment from you before, so appreciate it very much. Lee with an opinion about fine rule and getting Eric beating me. George Brown. George, I hadn't seen it. Hey, I'm appreciating seeing the new faces on today. Appreciate it very much. Keep it coming. And some people do not have pictures on there. I encourage you, invite you to put a picture on your profile, because you guys can see me. I like to see you and kind of connect with my fans. Or I like to say supporters. I don't like to say fans. Sorry about that. Says, I don't think we'll miss Dante. Maybe he should have been playing free safety. Gilmore will be a much better quarterback than Dante. All right, appreciate your comment. Swiggy says, another new person. Again, appreciate the new comment. It's a team thing, not just Cam. The O-line is garbage. So, yeah, Cam needs some help around him for sure with that offensive line. But, they've been getting some pressures on him. But Cam needs to throw the ball better, and that'll give us a chance. But also, when the coaches make a decision like putting P.J. Walker in there at a bad time, and then P.J. tosses up a jump ball, and then we got 2 turnovers, it doesn't help. So our offense just doesn't have a lot of room for error right now, and that's where we're struggling. And then the coaching staff will sometimes not put us in the best positions. Overall, I did like the way that Jeff Nixon called the game last week. But then we had some execution problems, and what do? We cannot have poor execution because of the low margin for error that we have. Swiggy said TMJ, man. Swiggy, unfortunately, TMJ doesn't. Oh, Terrence Marshall Jr. Woo! Why has Terrence Marshall Jr. been so quiet all year? That's a good question, man. And I asked Coach about it. I mean, Terrence Marshall had a lot of snaps last week versus Atlanta, and he didn't have not one target. Said Zylstra, and man, I think I said his name wrong. Zystra. Brandon Z has taken away some of those opportunities, but I really want to see Terrence Marshall. And he says, Terrence Marshall. Says the guy just has to keep grinding. So we'll definitely, Swiggy, me and you together will be watching for Marshall to be more involved today than last week. Just going looking through some more comments here. Joe Rudolph says, who's better, Sam or Cam? Who's better, Sam or Cam? Neither. They're both bad right now because they both have losing records. Guys that are good have winning records, and we don't have any quarterback with a winning record. So I'm going to go the route of being a hard about on these guys and say neither one of them. They're both bad right now. Both bad. You guys helping me out here because I'm not able to watch everything while I am reporting to you. You said that Zane is officially out. Let me see if I can confirm that with the sources that I have. Yes, you guys are right. Zane Gonzalez is officially ruled out. They'll be forced to use Lackland Edwards in that role. And we don't know who's going to do the kicks for extra points. So with that being said, let me see if I can do my breaking news. No, I'm not going to do breaking news. Selski, I'll let you hold that. Zane Gonzalez is officially out. So let me play my little clip one last time for my boy as I wish him well. Here it is.
Chris
Hold on.
Jenkins joining with Zane Gonzalez. Hey, you guys, we're on a mission to get this guy 1,000 followers. So first, watch the video, and then make sure you follow this guy 1,000, all right?
Give me the follow, give me the shout out. I need all the help I can get. I think I'm only about at 244 right now.
Thanks.
Oh boy, there you have it. Good times, good times. If you have not gone and watched the interview that I did with Zane Gonzalez, please just click on the YouTube, Charlotte Vibe, watch that video. I know there's people watching on Twitter, Facebook as well. Invite you to go over to YouTube, watch the interview that I did with Zane Gonzalez. It was an extremely fun interview. And at the end of the towards the end of the interview, Zane actually showed me how to kick the ball. We had some fun with it, so check it out. But let's go ahead. We got about 5 more minutes that I'm going to be live, and then I'm going to get to continue to prep for the game itself because, you know, I'm a reporter, need to watch everything. I can't watch everything while I'm talking to you guys, even though I try my best to do so. Certainly appreciate everybody for tuning in. All right, let me try to see what we have here as we go to round up. And you guys are great. Thanks for helping fill me in with some of those things that I can't look at while I'm broadcasting live. I like this comment from Joe. Let's just pull out the Madden Schemes offense, play 4 downs, and go for all 2-point conversions. That's good, Joe. But, you know, the one thing is we got to get within that kind of territory. And hey, what if this happens, right? Everybody remembers the riverboat run moment, right? What if the fact that I was going to say that we don't have a kicker means we're going to go for 4th more, but we still have to cross the 50 and our punter's still there. So maybe not. But where I was going with this is maybe going for, you know, not having Zane will make us go for 4th down more, which will put us into the end zone more, which will lead to riverboat rule coming into play. Who knows? But, you know, I just want to see an entertaining game today. Let's see. Just call him BZ like Rashad on PNP. Who is BZ? Oh, Brandon Zilser. So, man, Brad, that was a very cryptic comment there. So just call him BZ like Rashad on PNP, which is Panther Nation Podcast. Oh, you guys, you want to see it? You want to see it? So just let me play this comment here. Can you play the Cam clip again? I will play the Cam clip before I get out of here. Let's do that.
You a good guy, Chris. You a good guy. I'm just playing. Look, the other guy.
There's the Cam clip before I get out of here. I'm a good guy. You guys are great. All right. So help me get to 5,000 subscribers. If you're still watching this video, please take a moment to hit that subscribe button. If you don't hit the subscribe button, consider hitting the like button. All these things help me to grow, Helps me to do what I love to do, which you just saw a lot of video clips that I played, talking with Cam, talking with Zane Gonzalez, interviews with Terrence Marshall, and getting you all answers to the questions that you have. The larger I grow, the more I can be the man of the people, which I love to be and enjoy being for everybody that's tuning in watching. I got to get ready for this game, which starts in less than an hour now. I usually do a pregame show for 30 minutes. Today I went for 1 hour. And appreciate it. Post-game show will be live as well, so make sure you turn on the bell notifications if you have not already done so that you can tune in, talk with myself, see what the players, coaches had to say post-game, and invite you during the game to stay tuned on Twitter. All right? Thank you so much for watching. I am Chris Jenkins for Charlotte Vibe.